Happy New Month to all sons and daughters of Agatu. It is very heartbroken that every day we come to talk about death, killings, destructions in our land. And it is so painful that we all have to discuss this. But as a concerned children of Agatu, we must not stop talking. We must not keep quiet. We must keep talking until the right thing is done. I want to appreciate all the people that have been talking about the recent incident that happened. Two issues: that a farmer put poison in his farm, and Fulani people came in and their cow dies and all of that. People were shouting, why should he be arrested? Why was he arrested? He has to be released. It's very much understandable. All your cry, all your shout that yes, that guy must not be arrested, that is it a crime for him to put poison in his farm and all other ones. Yes, it is very much okay for everybody to shout, for everybody to lament. And yes, from our point of view, from what we understand, from what we see or know from the story, he is not supposed to be arrested for putting poison in his farm, and people came to destroy it and they die. But on the contrary, I am in the platform of Agatu, different ones that we've been communicating, and I've been able to talk with some of them yesterday as well concerning this. So I want to read one of the posts that somebody wrote before I begin to go further. So a farmer in Benue has been arrested for poisoning cows of Fulani herdsmen who filled their cows with his crops. I want us to understand, because I am coming back to talk about this, with his crops. However, the man says he only poisoned his farm. The man said he only poisoned his farm. We also need to, when we are taking out information, let's know the source of that information. Who was it, the man that made such confession that he poisoned his farm? He only poisoned his farm. And on what ground? What is he poisoning the farm for? Yes, we understand that you can put herbicide, chemicals, and other things in your farm. No doubt, no problem. And even if anyone that come uninvited or for destruction by Fulani herdsmen, they are entitled to their death, and nobody should be answerable for that. But let's come to that later. He didn't poison any cow, which is very much true from the description of the story, except they invaded his farm. And what concerns me more is the other part of the post. Say, I want to ask, does he have a case to defend himself? That is where I am much more concerned. Just the same question that every other Agatu sons and daughters will ask. Is he answerable to any of this? Does he have a case to defend it? It was actually the question all of us were asking, including myself. I was asking until I make further steps to ask questions. I put calls across to so many persons yesterday. I spoke with different persons from Agatu yesterday regarding this issue on call. I spoke with the DPO of Agatu, the person of Nkata Ekpe. If you know him, you can also verify the name. His name is Nkata Ekpe. And with all the information I gathered over the situation, over the matter, I want to tell you the story. Although my story is subject to verification and is subject to inquiry from any other person, if you have a better source that we can speak with somebody that is involved directly as well, that you feel the information we are giving is not right, because I can only tell you the information at my disposal based on what I've gotten from them. And I also speak with the security operative, the security coordinator of the local government, which is the DPO of Agatu. And this is the information I got. Yes, we all know that we have been battling with these challenges and security issues in Agatu with the farmers and the headers, which has been a long, deliberated issues over time. However, the chairman of Agatu local government, Honorable Mary Neje, has been on the issue of ensuring the peace and order is restored to Agatu local government. Now, back to the story. From information I gathered from the DPO and other random inquiries I've made so far, that our people in Agatu, there is something they usually do. Once they harvested their rice, the chaff, the grasses that are left. Back then I was in the village. That is what I know them to be. I don't know now that they are having discrepancies between themselves and the Fulani. But before now, that is what they do. After they have harvested their rice, they will now go and show their land, where their farm, to Fulani. Call one of the Fulani people. Okay, this is my farm. I have finished my work. I've completed. I've removed all my seedlings, all my seed from the farm. It's only the chaff. Now, I am going to give it to your cow, to you, so you can feed your cow. How much are you going to pay? 30,000, 20,000, 40,000. Fulani people will pay, and they will leave it for them. The Fulani will now go, after payment, Fulani will bring their cow and feed in the person's farm. Why they will ensure they do not intrude into another person's home. Maybe possibly the next person has not finished or harvesting his own, or so that they will not destroy his crop. That is what they do. So in this case, the inquiry was that he did the same thing. He called the Fulani himself. As he called the Fulani himself, he told them that he has completed his stuff and he has sold. He is selling the land to the Fulani, the farm, because he has completed just the chaff that are there. And the Fulani bought it. And they went to bring their cow to come and feed on the grasses they have bought with their money. And in doing that, while the cow was still feeding on the grasses, the effect began to happen. Some minutes later, they began to fall down, and some of them died instantly. While they will discover what happened, they begin to run away. Before they get to the rescue point, some of them were already falling down, needing medical attention. And from investigation gathered, since I actually communicated with the DPO of the state, from their investigation that was established, that they asked question, is it actually true that the guy accepted that he poisoned the place, that he put poison in the farm? And why will you put a poison in the farm and you still sell it to them? It means you are calling for trouble. Yes, in as much as we say Fulani are causing trouble, Fulani are going about doing evil havoc to our people, we, our people too, should also ensure we prevent some challenges that will bring problem for us. And they died. And that was the reason why the Fulani have to call for his arrest. That yes, he sold this for them, they pay their money for them to go and feed on. It's not that they intrude into, if they come in illegally without consent, it will become another thing. But they pay you, they collected this and they agreed. So why a disaster? And that was the reason for his arrest. But I also want us to understand that this story is subject to verification, like I earlier said. That's why he was asking the question, why did he poison the place? If you are putting herbicide or something for anybody, let's say for pests or for anything, you have harvested all your crops from there. So what are you trying to do? Pest control. That is one side. Then on another way, if you feel Fulani people are disturbing you and you want to poison your farm, it's not a problem at all. Anybody that come in, he intrude into your properties, and anything he sees, he take. But why will he himself contract this to the people, knowing fully well that he has poisoned the place? Possibly he might not have an intention of selling the land before, but now that he wants to sell the land, he already knows that he must have put something there. Why will he sell it to them? Or if at all he sell it to them, why can't he tell them that, okay, this is what I have done before, and all of that? That is if. That is if the information is correct. And like I said, this information is subject to verification, and give us your feedback, whatever you got from your inquiries and investigation. Now, and also on this issue, as I spoke with the Honorable Chairman, Honorable Melvin, yesterday, I've also begged him, I've talked to him, yes, he's the chairman of everybody. He, he is there to protect life and properties of the Agatu people. However, the deed has been done. We cannot reverse it. His subjects must have fucked up if the information is correct as stated. But there is something he needs to do for us. How can he do to defend our own people? What can he do to ensure the release of this man? And he has assured me that he will do anything possible within his power to ensure his release. So I want all the aggrieved Agatu youths, all the aggrieved Agatu women, men, and the children over this issue on the arrest of the young man, that yes, we should be released and all of that. The chairman is working on it currently as I speak to you, and as I progress, I will make more inquiries to ensure his release while I follow up with the Honorable Chairman. I will also keep us updated on the way around it, on the information regarding this. Thank you. One love. We are working together as a team, and the Agatu boy will be released by his grace. The farmer will be released by his grace, as Chairman has promised. However, let's make more further inquiries. If there is other information to counter what we got in, then let's know. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye-bye. Sorry, I was done with my video, but I just wanted to make some clarity again concerning another issue that happened simultaneously within the time. There is another story of a guy that was alleged to be murdered by the Fulani people as well, which is contrary to the peace agenda program that is running on the ground for now. The matter is also in the same village of Usha with the one that poisons the cow. And while they were together, after the incident happened that the cow died, they said there were rumors of Fulani coming to fight them, coming and all of that against them. So this very man, the deceased now that died, actually heard about it, and he picked race and he was running. And they say the man is hypertensive, he's sick and all of that. While running, he fell down, and it was unfortunate. He lost his life. And they were saying it was the Fulani that killed him and all of that. However, from my inquiry from the DPO of Agatu, Mr. Nkata Ekpe, he said they went there to make inquiry. They went to the chief, and while they went to the house for them to release the corpse of the man, so for them to release the corpse of the man so that they can do an autopsy, because Fulani people has told them that they have no hand in the killing of the man, and they are ready to do anything possible to make inquiry, that they will even pay for autopsy to ensure what is it called? Scanning of the hands and whatever things that happen, the source of his death, so that they can vindicate themselves, to prove their innocence. So they have no hands in the killing of that man, that the man has sickness, hypertension, BP rises and all of that while they were running and all of that, and he fell and he died. So, but while they went there to get his corpse, the community people prevented them from getting the corpse. They refused releasing the corpse. And I have this to say: if there is no ulterior motive, if actually the allegation is true and they are sure that it is Fulani that killed him, why did they want to hide the corpse when Fulani said they are going to pay money to do an autopsy for them to prove their innocence? Why are they harboring the corpse? And as I speak to you, they rushed and buried the corpse. So if you are alleging somebody of killing your brother, and the person is ready to make inquiry into the matter to prove his innocence, why are you burying the corpse? Why are you burying the corpse? So that is it about that very one. But if you also have another information, they went back to the chief and they told the chief, since the people of the community does not want them to take the cause for autopsy for more further inquiry to get to the root of the cause, then they have nothing to do. And moreover, let me tell you, the dead body does not have bruises. It does not have, at least if somebody hits you stick or whatever to kill you, it will show maybe a wound or something. There is no sign of gunshot. There is no sign of cutlass and all of that. And Fulani wanted to prove they are innocent. But if you have anything to counter this, please let us know at the comment section or through any means. Thank you and God bless you.